I am always in credit card debt, but there is a reason.
Reasons to cut up your credit card, part 1.
I used to buy coffees on a credit card.
Credit cards. In 2010, 40% of the UK had a credit card. By 2015, that had risen to 50%, 62% by 2020. By 2025, it's expected to reach 71%. So you might be asking yourself, what's the problem? Well, credit cards can seem like a convenient, easy way to make a purchase, and that's because they are. That bit is not an accident. Literally billions of pounds are spent every year on marketing to try and get credit cards into young people's hands. But this comes at a cost. It's easy to overspend and it feels like free money until it doesn't. The majority of people think that they're going to pay off their credit card in full every single month, yet over a third of people in the UK just pay the minimum payments. So there will be interest and you're going to be stuck in a debt cycle. If you had a credit card balance of just £1,000 and only paid the minimum payments, it would take you over 10 years to clear the balance. So please, do what you can to avoid debt and pay for things with money that you actually have. And make sure you hit that follow button for more personal finance tips.
UK credit cards are like really bad when it comes to cashback. You know, over in the US, cashback can be like 3, 4, maybe even 5% on like certain items. Whereas here, you're going to get about 0.5% or maybe 1% cashback sometimes, depending on obviously who you're with and what deal you have. But why? So in the UK and basically the EU, there's just more regulation on fee caps and limits when it comes to like Visa, MasterCard and Amex. So they charge a lower percent to merchants when they take payment. So as a result, they also have to give less cash back to their users just because there's less margin of profit.
This is my plan to pay off almost £19,000 in credit card debt and leave my family to financial freedom. I've got lots of new friends on here, so a quick intro for those who don't know me. My name's Emma and I created this TikTok page to try and spread the story of my husband Martin, who's living with brain cancer, and to try and make a little bit of money to help pay off some of our debts and alleviate some of the financial stress that we've been facing. First off, if you're not following along, please do that now. This is the most helpful thing you could do for our little family right now. We need 10,000 followers before we can start making any money off these TikTok videos, and every follow makes a difference. Second, some of you incredible humans requested that I started a GoFundMe page, and we've been so overwhelmed by how many of you wanted to help us out. There is a link to this in the bio, and we are so grateful for all the support you've shown us.
Right then, hello there. Welcome back to Blighty Blighted. I appreciate it if you click that subscribe button thingy down there to help this channel grow into the community for all of us. Thanking you. Now then, I've just been reading about these young ones drowning in credit card debt, and I tell you what, it's got me rather worked up. Back in my day, we're talking the 1950s here, if you wanted something, you bloomin' well saved up for it. No plastic fantastic nonsense. You had your wage packet on Friday, cash in hand, and that was your lot until next week. Simple as that. These credit cards they're peddling now, it's daylight robbery, that's what it is. 20-odd% interest. Highway robbery. We used to queue up at the bank manager's office, cap in hand, if we needed a proper loan. And by God, you knew exactly what you were getting into. Now they're handing out plastic like sweeties to children who haven't got the foggiest about compound interest. Minimum payments? Don't make me laugh. That's how they trap you, see? Keep you paying forever like some sort of modern-day workhouse. Look, I know times are harder now. Everything costs a fortune. But that little bit of plastic in your wallet isn't your friend. It's a wolf in sheep's clothing. If you can't afford it today, chances are you can't afford it tomorrow either. Mark my words. Those credit card companies didn't build their gleaming towers by being generous. They built them on the backs of folks who thought they were getting something for nothing.
Division here. 3 finance mistakes most of the UK are making. 1. Credit cards. Yes, credit cards are good for helping to build your credit score and therefore your credibility. However, most people make the mistake of thinking that using it as much as possible is what's going to help build your credit score, and it's not true. Try to stay below 20% of what's available. If you miss just one payment, you have no clue how much that can affect your credit score, as well as taking you into the issues of interest. 2, finance. Car finance especially. Everyone wants to have the latest car, but is it necessary? Live below your means. Is it necessary to go and do it by finance? Can you save the money and just go out and buy that car secondhand? Maybe it will work out better, and again, you're avoiding a lot of interest issues. 3, have you ever heard of death by 1,000 needles? A lot of people let their direct debits, a bunch of them, pile up until the next thing you know, you have 50 direct debits a month. Yes, Netflix isn't too expensive, neither's Disney, neither's Prime, but then add your phone bill, add your gym membership, add that Grays package, and the list goes on, and before you know it, you are drowning in a bunch of direct debits and all your money is seeping out on a monthly basis. Long short, try to limit this as much as possible. Don't make these mistakes that the majority of the UK are making.
A study done in America showed that when people purchase things on credit cards, they're likely to spend up to 83% more than they would do on debit card or cash. This is because it doesn't even feel like your money. The pain sensors in your brain aren't even activated.
So if you've maxed out your credit cards over Christmas, be careful, because it can stop you from getting a mortgage. Make sure that you pay off as much as you can before you apply for your mortgage, and definitely keep up the repayments, because they will still see this as debt.
I used to buy my food shopping on a credit card. We'll think if you spend on it, you're going to pay that off when you get paid. We don't. We're human beings. It's not what we're designed to do. That's what I did. I did that for such a long period of time without realizing that actually it's going to have a massive impact on my life. One of the things that made me want to create this channel is having the ability to be able to make sure that that doesn't happen to people out there again.
I'm probably going to show my age here, but millennials, do you remember turning 18 and getting credit card applications through the post, where you were pre-approved, all of your details were already filled out for you, and it was basically them saying, hey, this is here for you, fill out this, sign this form, or give us a call and we'll send it out to you. Like, they didn't need to know anything about how much you earned or what your outgoings were. Like, sure, egg, I'm taking home like £600 a month, but yeah, give me a credit card with a £2,000 limit.
Is anyone else feeling like no matter how much you try and be sensible with money, you're still ending up skint before the month's halfway through? Like, I'm sitting here on payday like, this is a month, I'm going to get it together, budget it all, plan it all, and then 2 weeks later, I'm using my credit card again and wondering how all my money's gone. And it's not like I'm out here buying wild stuff. It's not like nice handbags and holidays. We're literally just paying for like food and bills and life. And I feel really stupid for even being surprised, because this literally happens every month. And it's not even like we've got a bad income. Like, on paper, it looks like we should be doing fine. We've got good income, steady work, but like the rent, the bills, the car payments go out, and then one of the kids needs new shoes. And that's like 3 or 4 pairs of shoes, all in adult sizes. And then the car needs 4 new tyres, and the quad bike needs repairing, and the dog needs to go to the vets, and then suddenly I'm hitting on my credit card again. Like, it's time, you're up. And like, it's not even dramatic things. I know it's just like this constant low level stress, feeling like I do not want to look at my bank balance. And I hate talking about it, because I know there's people that are way off worse than we are, but also like, this is just life right now. Like, how is anyone doing anything? Like, sometimes I'm sitting there thinking, like, how are we here? We work hard, we're saving money, we do everything we meant to do, and still we're struggling to do, like, the basic things. And it's draining. I feel like I'm doing my best, but it's just keeping our heads above water. And with our plans to try and save for a house, it just feels super frustrating when we go way off budget. Like, it is... I'm really worried about moving back to the UK and the cost of living there, because our money is better here for my husband's wage, but I can't work. But back in the UK, I'll be able to work more. But it's also getting that balance right between studying and working and stuff. And I just think, how are people doing it? I don't understand. I don't get it. Just please share your tips. How are you managing to go on holiday to like a foreign country every year? I don't get how it's happening, because we aren't managing it, and we're definitely not going to manage it. Like, I'm even starting worrying about Christmas, and it's months away. But like, I know that when we hit back in the UK, we have to buy furniture and things, and then suddenly it's all like Christmas is going to come around so fast, and I'm really worried about how we're going to afford it.
I use my credit card for all of my everyday spending and large purchases. In fact, I hardly ever use my debit card. Why? Well, because my credit card offers me cashback and rewards, protection on my purchases, and helps build my credit score. It also looks quite cool. If you want to get a credit card, you need to understand how to use it. And here are my 3 non-negotiables. Pay off the statement balance in full every month. Missing a credit card payment or making the minimum payment is going to damage your credit score and charge you interest, which completely invalidates the whole point of having a credit card in the first place. Try not to spend more than 30% of your credit limit. Keeping your credit utilization low shows that you're managing your finances and not overspending. Don't spend money you don't have. You should only use your credit card to buy things that you could have afforded anyway with your debit card. Let me know how you use your credit card, or if you have any questions, and follow for more.
A couple of months ago, I ordered a credit card for the first time ever. And I was just wondering whether people had any recommendations for credit cards. I'm really enjoying mine. It's the American Express Platinum Cashback Credit Card, which means that I currently in the first 3 months get 5% cashback on all my purchases. And then I think it's paid at the end of the year. And yeah, I'm enjoying it. I'm using it for pretty much everything while I've got this really high interest on cashback. But I didn't really look into it too much. I know that you can get the ones that give you Avios points, which I didn't look into. So I think just maybe while I was building up my knowledge and how to actually use one, I've just used one that will pay me money, which I'm quite happy with. After reading Vivian Chu's book, Your Rich BFF, she has a big section on credit cards, and I didn't know that if you spent on credit cards, your money is completely covered and safe. So say if you got scammed, or if you bought something and it didn't go through and then there was problems with the returns, the credit card company will issue you that money back. It's way easier to get it back than if you pay for everything on a debit card. And another thing that she taught me was that if you missed a payment or something and you can get whacked with interest, if you just ring the credit company and say, I'm really sorry, I missed a payment, can I pay you in blah blah blah, or can I pay you now, or whatever, they're really, really accommodating, because obviously they want your money and they don't want you to get into debt. They want you to be a customer and they want you to go back to them and they want you to recommend them. So I didn't realise, because I don't call credit card companies a lot, that they're actually really, really supportive of you and they protect your money a lot better than a debit card does. So that's why I got one. But if you have any credit card recommendations, if you have any that you use, that you really enjoy using, I do feel like a bit of a twat, I'm not going to lie, being do you take Amex? Please tell me why that is so embarrassing to say. So yeah, drop your credit card recommendations in the comments.
Do not think about getting the British Airways American Express card without hearing these features first. Right, so there's no annual fees for using this card. The APR though is 30% variable, so make sure you're clearing yours monthly. But the main feature as to why I use this card is because you can collect Avios points. Here are some of the things you can use your Avios points towards, such as reward flights, seat upgrades, hotel stays, car rentals, British Airways holidays, and experiences, and many, many more. Just to add further context, I've actually got this card. I've currently got 56,456 points. And as you can see there at the bottom, it says I can get a flight to Agadir for 30,500 Avios points plus £1. So basically, I'll be spending £1 to go to Agadir. Likewise, if I want to go to Alicante, that will take 25,500 Avios plus £1. If you're a big spender, you can also receive a companion voucher when you spend £15,000 on your card in a year. And with the companion voucher, you can either take a companion with you on a flight, or you could travel solo with a 50% discount.
Hi, I'm Kirsty and I've got debt, and this is day 22 of uploading videos to TikTok to surprise my husband by paying off our debt by making micropayments based on the engagement from the previous day's video. And we are on day 22, and from yesterday we gained 13 new followers, which is amazing. The video had 71 likes, 8 shares and 10 comments, which means that the micropayment for today is going to be £1 and 2 pence. And again, I'm going to make that right off the Monzo account. with the additional payment we were able to make yesterday, we've got the Monzo account down to £54.33p. I cannot wait to get that one gone this month and start on something new. So I am going to 100% make sure that is gone. No matter what, that is going to be gone in September, and we are going to do something new. If you have not seen me before, I am uploading videos to TikTok to pay off debt. So if you haven't seen me before and I popped up on your For You page, please do follow and support the account so we can get this debt paid off quicker. And whilst you're here, if you could share the video, favourite, comment and like, it would mean the world. We used to get on the For You page quite a bit, but it seems like we've gone missing from there. So anything you can do to push this video out would be amazing. I mentioned in a live earlier today that my work is closing, well, part of it, and we don't know how that affects us yet. So they are closing one area of the business, and it is one of the offices that we work in. Both me and my husband work at the same place, so we don't know yet how that will affect us or if it affects us, so we're just waiting and seeing what that would do. But yeah, it's not a great time to lose your job, is it, when you're working on paying off debt? So we're hoping that everything is going to be okay, praying everything is going to be okay. So any support on this would be appreciated greatly. But for now, we're going to keep making these micro payments and get this debt down as much as we can before anything like that happens. And as always, I will update you tomorrow on today's video.
The £270,000 worth of debt is what we have if you include our mortgage. But the debt that we're trying to pay if you take off our mortgage is £13,298.38. Have I said that right? You get the idea. So let's have a little look at what we've managed to pay off so far this year. So there's 3 separate debts that we're paying. We're paying a credit card, paying a car loan, and we're paying back family because we borrowed some money to pay some stamp duty debt. If you've followed me for a while, you'll know what that is. So to the credit card, and I can't remember the exact balance on that, but I know that we've paid £658.40 to the credit card this year. It's not a major deal because the credit card is currently interest free, just boiling some eggs. And the stamp duty debt, which I know what that is, it's £3,750 I think. We have paid £1,205, bit of a random number to that so far. I'm really happy with what we've paid. The aim is to have the credit card paid by the end of the year and that stamp duty debt as well. Been funding the debt repayments through doing overtime at work. Me and my partner, we do at least 1 day's overtime every single month. I do plan to put side hustle money towards the debt, but I kind of just want to let that build up over the year and just see where I'm at towards the end of the year, because at the moment we are handling it. I don't know, maybe it'd be nice to get to the end of the year and just put like a big chunk towards it. The car loan we're not too fussed on. We're happy to just pay that off next year. We're not going to go at it this year, so about half that debt hopefully will be paid by the end of the year. Definitely give me a follow if you want to see our debt-free journey. I do post on here most days. I talk all things life and money. Yeah, drop me a comment and say hi.
Can someone please explain to me the scam that is credit ratings? Now, my credit rating is not good and it's not bad. Mid-table, do you know what I mean? However, I've been doing all the little Martin Lewis tips and tricks for 10 years to try and raise this Ross Clark number, and it just sits there doing nothing. I've got kitchen white goods on credit that I could have just paid for outright, but I thought, no, you know what? It'd be good for the credit rating. Is it fuck? I put my entire salary through a credit card every month and then pay it off at the end. Does it budge? No, it does not. What do I have to do? Because I've got mates that are up to their eyes in fucking debt and store cards and bullshit, yet their credit rating's 900 out of 1,000. Why am I being punished? I don't get it. I don't want to go into extreme debt just to pump a number up. Because if you can't afford it, don't fucking buy it, is my attitude. And I seem to be getting punished for that attitude. So tell me, Martin Lewis, hit me up in it. Like, what have I got to do? I don't even know why I want it up. It's just frustrating me that I check the app and it's not at the top in it. It just says, yeah, you're average. What do you mean I'm fucking average?
Right, so I have 2 kids. Me and my husband are in about £15,000 worth of debt. We've just moved into a new house. We still rent. But the landlord of this house really wants to sell it next year. We really love it. We want to essentially try and buy this place so we don't have to move again. We've moved 4 times in the last 4 years, from place to place. And I just want my children to have a home that they're not constantly moving from. I want to give them stability, and I want to change my spending habits. I want them to learn how to spend and save, and be financially wise. So I've started this account to give myself some accountability, to make changes. I've started a budget. I'm going to be updating that budget, trying to do it weekly, to try and keep on track. I know cost of living just is going up and up. I'm trying to do budget meals. My youngest is now weaning. He's on 3 meals a day, so I'm feeding 4 kids, and my kids just 4 people, and my kids just eat and eat and eat. I'm just trying to find ways to budget, to save money, to pay off my debt. And seeing so many people on here, I wanted to give it a try, to have some accountability and have some support along the way. So hopefully you've listened to my rambling, and hopefully you will continue to follow my journey along paying off debt, and fingers crossed in a year being able to buy this house. But that's a big ask. But I'm being positive, I'm manifesting it. Let's do it.
I have applied for and been approved for a new credit card, even though I'm paying off £15,000 of debt, which is something I didn't think I'd say this year. So yesterday I posted about my Virgin credit card gaining interest for the first month, and the interest was like £22, and I didn't really know what to do. I had an M&S card which I could bank transfer to, but I didn't know whether to do that because the fees were like £43, and lots of you commented and were really helpful and said look for a 0% fees or 0 fees card so I can balance transfer to. I didn't really know that they existed, and the interest-free period is a much shorter period, but it was like 12 months instead of like 24. But I'm planning to pay it off in 12 months anyway, so I've applied for one and I've been approved. It feels like a bittersweet thing. Like, I'm glad that I won't have to pay interest and it'll be transferred over. Hopefully it'll all be sorted in the next couple of days. But I really didn't want another credit card, and even though I only wanted to bank transfer like £1,100, they've straight away approved me for £7,500, and I've just closed a card for £7,500. So I guess my utilisation will go like right down because I'll have more credit, which is good for my credit rating, but I've applied for more credit, which is bad for my credit rating. So it's just a bit of a faff, but I've done it. I won't be paying interest next month, fingers crossed, if everything's sorted. And at least I've got like 12 months, even though I want to pay it off in the next few months anyway, interest free, and I can also tackle my other one interest free.
I'm paying off over £33,000 worth of debt. I've managed to pay off quite a lot already. My current debt total is £27,233.63. Trying to stay consistent within TikTok just to help me stay on top of everything and just keep myself accountable. I'm trying to find little side hustles to do alongside this just to add some more money to the debt payoff. And I started looking into Pinterest, which I am going to get back to. I just have not had the brain space to do it yet. But a lot of side hustles I feel are really difficult to do when you've got children and no one else to look after them whilst you're off out doing them. Unless you're doing digital marketing or you've found other things online that you...
From my experience over the decades and watching all this social media on the TikTok, I'm not sure it was wise giving women credit cards in the 1970s. Anyway, that's my tuppence worth. Until next time on Blighty Blighted, keep your wits about you.